and welcome to Own It Magazine. My name is Marissa Bludorn. I am the editor-in-chief and CEO of Own It Magazine and Publishing, and I am so excited to have with me today. Many of you know that I have relocated to the Dominican Republic, and I am loving every minute of it. My body had to go through some adjustments to the temperature. My business had to go through some adjustments and just getting settled in a new place. But I'm telling you, I'm alive, I'm thriving, and I am doing well. Well, I want to share an opportunity with you that if you were considering at any point in time of either owning property in another country or relocating to another country or just having property that you want to be able to escape from the US or escape from some other part of the world and just be able to come in and it's yours and you can utilize it whenever you want to. You don't have to do a timeshare or anything like that. You can purchase your own property. Well, I have with me our December cover girl, Sabine Vicioso David, and she's going to share. We're going to have a few segments she's going to be on a regular basis, and we're going to share with you how this can be done for you if you're interested in it. Taking center stage and owning it with me, Sabine Vicioso David.
Hi, Marissa.
How are you? How are you? How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. And so
weather is not great right now, but we're good anyways, right?
Right. We're in the raining season, but also
Yes.
too, the US, it's raining in the US too. And I share
Yeah.
with some people back in the US about how kind of our weather is on the same kind of wave. So if we see that it's storming in the US 9 times out of 10, if it's not the same day, within the next day or so, it's going to be raining and storming here. So it's kind of raining in the US. It was raining in the US last week, and so it's raining here. But we have so many beautiful days here in the Dominican Republic, don't we?
And we need the rain. The garden needs it. I mean, the plants are thankful for some rain, so that's okay. It's only a few days a year, so we can survive that very well.
Right. And we need it because it's hot here. It is hot
Yeah.
here. So we need the rain to come in and regulate some things. So Sabine, I want you to talk to the people about who you are. She is a licensed broker,
Yes.
and she's the CEO. So she's not just in real estate; she's also in construction. So share a little bit about who you are with our audience.
Yeah, I am German actually, but I am here now already 19 years in the Dominican Republic. And ever since I am working in real estate here on the island, and I also went back for a few years to Germany working in real estate over there. Came back and decided to create my own company and do my own projects.
Awesome. So what made you come here from Germany?
Oh, we were always traveling. I mean, traveling the world and traveling a few times to the Dominican Republic. And I was always kind of like not the typical German, and I couldn't stand the weather. I was living from one holiday to the other, and we happened to meet some wonderful people here, and people that also left their countries and took the chance and found a new life, found a new job, found the great weather. So I came here basically with my ex-husband and my parents, my whole family, my kids, and yeah, we loved it ever since. So it was
Yeah,
just we just wanted to escape from the German weather and have the beach and everything all the time, and it
yeah.
worked out very well.
Yes, because I share how for lunch I go across the street. It's behind me. I go across. It's a 1 minute walk to paradise, like
Yeah,
literally a 1 minute
yeah.
walk to paradise. And to have accessibility with that without having all the pricing of having to get on a flight, the luggage and checking in and
Hmm.
checking out, and just the time it takes to get here. It's beautiful to actually live here and be able to, step away and go to paradise and then return, right? So quick
It is
access,
quality
easy
time.
access. So share with our audience. I know we had some people attend the Own It conference. We won't share any of their information, but we had some people come here to the island a couple of months back, and now they're seriously considering relocating here, and you're working with them. Talk about that process. What does that process entail? If someone wanted to come and purchase property here, what does that process look like for them?
The property purchasing process is super similar to the process as it is in the States. Anybody can buy here as long as you have a passport. You can buy property here, and it's basically the same procedure that you find your dream unit, you reserve it with an amount that can vary. It depends if it's a unit that is ready to go or on construction, and then you just do a conditional contract, or if the unit is ready, you do the final contract. You have a lawyer doing that for you, and you pay your taxes, and that's it. You get your title, and you're good to go.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Now, how are the transactions? Are they mainly cash? Is there any financing available?
A lot of them are cash, but we have financing available. There are banks that give you, I mean, if you're American, they give you 60 up to 70% of a property on a loan. So that's possible.
Okay, so they can get financing or you can buy out cash.
Yes.
The beautiful thing about buying out cash is you come here and you just enjoy, right? You don't have to
Yes.
worry about the money or anything like that. So
Right.
um, so my next question is what do most people come and buy? Do they come and buy in a community with under condominiums, or do they buy condos? Or they buying residential homes? What's the usual purchase?
We have everything. Clients that are buying a condo for $50,000 up to the $10 million villa on the beach. So we have a big variety of properties, and we have an audience that is buying anything, like for investment, for their own purposes. We have very educated investors here, so everything is happening here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
most properties, yes, are inside like communities. So not many houses or villas are like out in the woods. It's mostly something gated, like
Mhm.
residential
Gated
communities.
because of and what makes them choose that? Is it the amenities? They have a pool. They have access to the beach. What's the incentive there?
Yes, the best location, of course, is if you are close to the beach, in walking distance, or right on the beach. I mean, that's picture perfect, beautiful. But of course, that's the most expensive properties we have. So we have properties also like a little away from the beach that are more affordable, but they have amenities like they have a pool, they have a gym, they are close to downtown shopping mall, or you're basically close to the beach always, like 10 minutes away. So yeah, the amenities are always there.
And the beautiful thing about the two of us is I'm on one side of the island and you're on the other. So,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
for, yeah, so for those of you who are frequent flyers to the Dominican Republic, 9 times out of 10, you're coming to Sabine's side of the world, which is Punta Cana. So share about Punta Cana with our audience. For those people who have never been to the Dominican Republic, who don't know about Punta Cana, share with them about the Punta Cana experience.
Punta Cana has grown a lot in the last, let me say, 15 years. When I came here in 2004, it was basically, there was nothing. There were only all-inclusive hotels, a little tiny supermarket that didn't have anything, basically. And now we have, I mean, we have an international airport. We have many great five-star resorts. There are shopping malls. There's a beautiful powdery white beach. There's nightlife. There's local food. You name it, you find it.
Yeah.
Everything is here, basically.
And I have to load up for our next interview. I'm going to load up one of the videos of me just being at one of those resorts and how they just had really some fun events, like fun activities.
Yeah.
This particular time that I was over there for my nephew, Little Philip's wedding renewal vows. And
Hmm.
this was just a couple of weeks ago. And what I found was like, oh my God, every night they had a theme. So one night it was a all white theme. And then they had all of these suds and everything in the water. And the suds were everywhere and you could throw them up in the air. They were throwing balls around. They were dancing. Very fun and exciting. Very safe environment. I didn't
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable or threatened or in any capacity. Talk to us about security in the Dominican Republic, because I recently read that it's one of the top, most safest Caribbean islands to visit. So share about us with security. What would be a concern for someone who was thinking about coming here and investing? What were some of the do's, some of the goods and the bads, the pros and the cons?
No, the good thing is that it's a very safe environment. We have everything is gated, and people are always asking me, why are there guards in front? Why is it gated? Why is it so dangerous here? And I always say, no, it's not. But if we wouldn't have that, then maybe we would have a different situation. So, you
Mhm.
know, the tourist office, they make sure that everything is always up front, it's all safe. So, and also on the beach, you have every once in a while you have the tourist police pass by. So, and it's nothing that like you feel like you have an army on the beach or something, but it makes you just feel, everything is fine. You don't have to worry about anything. As long as you don't mix with strange groups of people, then you're good to go.
You're good. And I know for me, when I
you
first
know
came, it was, oh my God, you're looking out for all of these, you're just looking out for your safety. Do you feel safe? Even with the police, like, do you feel safe even in their care and things like that? But once you've lived here, like I've been here, it's coming up on 2 years. In a couple of months, it'll be 2 years that I've been here. And you get to know the officer. So it's very different when you come here and you're visiting. Let's say you decide you're going to buy a property. You come, you start. I know for me, when I first brought my first home in the US, I started charting out the neighborhood, right? So every time I got a chance, I ride by the neighborhood. So if you're thinking or considering moving to the Dominican Republic, one of the things I recommend is that you start visiting. Start visiting on a regular basis. Start getting, and when you're visiting, make friends, like connect with the officers, approach the police. They're approachable. You can approach them. The key is they don't speak English. A lot of times they're not going to speak English. But guess what? Be creative in your communication. Learn a couple of, I know I do Duolingo. And I have to do that. I have to start doing that again
Mhm.
some more, because it really helps you to learn just little common phrases. That would be one of the challenges that you have, but it's not really a challenge when you come to the Dominican Republic. It is fully a Spanish speaking country. And you just have to learn the language. What's here? If I'm not mistaken, there's German language that's spoken here. There's French, Patois, if I'm saying that right. And then there's
The
Spanish. So
Haitians, yeah.
yeah, so those are pretty
Hmm.
much predominantly the four languages that are spoken here. Predominantly, you want to learn Spanish, but let me tell you something. If you're an American, the dialect here is not the Spanish that we hear in the US. But take your time and
Yeah.
hear and get familiar with some of the words that you're used to hearing. They'll come through in the dialect,
Mm.
but you just have to hear them. But don't be afraid. My key is, don't be afraid to approach the officers, talk to people. You want to make sure you're connecting with Sabine. Why do you want to connect with Sabine? Sabine is going to make sure you're with safe people. She's going to make sure that you're with safe people, that you're with reliable people that are not going to try to hustle you or anything like that. That's why you want to connect with a Sabine. You want to make sure that you have someone that is out for your interest and who will know who to connect you with. So that's one of the biggest things
Mm.
that you want to do, right? Because when you're talking about real estate here, you don't want to just deal with anybody. So talk about that. Talk about
No.
the difference between real estate and how it's done in the US and how it's done in the DR, because you don't have to be licensed to sell real estate, correct?
Exactly. That is. I don't like to use the word problem, but it could be a problem. I mean, there are so many brokers, so-called brokers, that are not licensed and have no idea what they're doing, and I mean, they're always like the black sheep that try to get money out of people that are not supposed to do that. But if you look out for a real estate broker that is licensed, that has an office, that has a good internet presentation, that is independent, so doesn't belong to any special constructor or whatever. So make sure that they can cater to your needs, that they can analyze what you need, what you want, and then find the right um, project for you. That is my goal. That's how I work. But
Mhm.
you need to
Yes,
find
because
people that are working like this.
right, and that's why you need to work with a Sabine. You need to work with Sabine. Contact her.
Yes.
Her website is right at the bottom, and you can connect with her and things like that. But you want to make sure that you are making a connection to where you want to go. So if you're interested, and I say visit, 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 visit. The more that you visit, the more that you can see. And then if you're going to visit, contact Sabine, schedule some time with her so that you are able to, if you want to go out and see properties, you're not going to be able to go out and see them safely without making sure that you have the right connections, you have the right people who are willing to take you. You want to be able to connect here and get a driver that's going to take you from the airport to your resort. You want to make sure that, and that's how you do that. When I came here from the U.S., my dear childhood friend Karen Hernandez, she set me up with a driver, people who she knew I would be safe here with. And once you have that safe network, you're able to maneuver around and not just stay inside the resort, because the resort is not the true life of what it's
Mhm.
like to be here in the Dominican Republic. That's there to entertain you. That's there for you to vacation, for you to be in paradise. But we want to make sure that you're knowledgeable about where you're coming, and we want to make sure that you're safely introduced to the outside neighborhoods in the places that you can actually live. And so, Sabine, speak a little bit about that in regards to like working with someone. If they called you up and they went to your website and they said, "Hey, I want to check her out. I want to do what they're saying. I want to see if I want to live somewhere else," because a lot of Americans are looking for where they're going to retire. And where we
Mhm.
used to look at is Florida. That's
Mhm.
not, we're not doing the traditional things that we used to do before.
Mhm.
And one of the biggest things is, one of the pluses for me coming to the DR is it's the closest thing to the US. If I wanted
Yep.
to go back to the US, it's only going to take me a couple of hours. If I live in
Mhm.
another part of the world, it's going to take me hours and maybe a full day to get
Yep.
back. The beautiful thing about living in the DR is that I can go home in a heartbeat and get back to any part of the US I want to in a heartbeat. That's what's beautiful about this. And what's beautiful about this is it still has, um, humbleness here. It's still quiet. It's still reserved, and you still see a lot of family. And so, again, if someone said, "Hey, I would love to come and check out the opportunity to purchase either my retirement space or home there, or I want to invest and get me a condo that I can use, or a space that I can use as an Airbnb, or a space, an investment space." What would that look like to someone? How would they connect with you? They contact you. How would you? What would be the cycle after that? The process after that?
Yeah, from the first contact via email, for example, we make sure that we do a good analyze and see what people would like. And I like people coming over really and look, because there are so many different areas. And of course, also with the different areas and the different amenities, the prices explain themselves, because you can't get a $50,000 condo on the beach, and people that have never been in the Dominican Republic, it's hard to understand the difference. And I always say, you have to feel, am I a person for a golf course, residential? Do I want to be closer to the beach, or what is it? Shall I rent out or whatever? So and then when clients come over, we meet in the office, or we pick them up at the resort, whatever works best, and then show them around based on what caters to them, and or if they want to see this area and that area, they have different projects in mind already, then we show them and we make them feel, because I cannot tell you what you like. You need to come and feel and say, yes, this is what I want. So, and then we take it from there.
Yeah. And that's why this is a process. And you want to get started early,
Yes.
because you don't want to make a hasty decision, right? She's saying, here's Sabine introducing you to the different options that you have. You can live on a golf course. You can like, right? You can live on a golf course. You can live, there's different places that you can live. You can live, right on where you walk right out to the beach. You can live where it's a closed in and where you have access to pools, but you have a short distance to the beach. It's a variety in pricing. And like you said, you have, because the assumption for some is that it's going to be cheap, 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 cheap. It's not always cheap, 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 even if you're coming in with US dollars. So we want to make sure that you have a reality of what this really looks like. And it takes time. And you don't want, if you're planning to live here, you don't want someone else picking your dream. You want to take the time to come and visit on a regular basis. And then also too, if this is going to be your home, you don't want to come in cold turkey. I kind of came in cold turkey though. I did. My girlfriend just said, Marisa, you can. And I said, I am. And I was here. You don't want to come in cold turkey. You want to get to know so now I'm in a rented space. And now that I've gone out to I know what I want, but I've been here, I've lived, I've been embedded. So you may not be able to be embedded the way I'm embedded by living here and making your choice. You may be embedded by just coming back and forth and back and forth. And like I said, as you come back and forth and visit, you begin to make new friends, you make new connections, you make new friends and safe connections because you're doing them from a licensed broker who knows who's been here. How many years have you been here? 19, you said?
19.
Yeah. So she's been here 19 years. So she knows who's who. And that's one thing about the DR that's very clear is these people know each other. So they know each other. They know everybody's game. They know who's who. So you want to get in with the people who are going to make sure that you're safe and secure. Well, listen, we are rounding this up. So you have any closing thoughts for our viewers?
No, well, I just want to say that, I mean, if you decide to come over, the Dominicans are super friendly people and they welcome you, and they always, like in terms of language, they are so helpful. And so you will enjoy it and you will not regret it, just as I did never regret it. It's a beautiful place. It's paradise on earth. It is.
It is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let the people know how they can connect with you. Down at the ticker, we have your website, but how can they follow you on social media?
I am also on Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay, awesome.
So,
yeah. So look her up, get connected, stay connected, follow her on. And she is one of the Own It contributing writers. She's going to be our cover girl for December 2023. So we're excited to have her and honored to have her. And she will be on the Lifestyles of Leisure Living as well as the Own It magazine for 2023. So she's going to be a double cover girl. And we're really, we're just excited because international living is, people are doing it every day. People are waking up and saying, look, I want to live where I can feel like I'm on vacation 24/7 and vacay because stress levels are so high. We need to be able to regulate that. And regulation comes with having access to things that are going to cause you to feel rejuvenated, refreshed, and restored. And so that's it for us, people. Keep watching us because we're going to be talking more and more about how you can own your property in the Dominican Republic, whether it's whether it's your residence, whether it's your second residence or an investment property. We're going to talk about that consistently. So just keep watching. Keep watching. We're out. Thank you so very much.